Do you find yourself stuck in a loop of endless negative thoughts? Today in this video, I want to dive into some effective techniques that help me break free from rumination. When I was estranged with my daughter, and even now, I use them. And so I want to share just some of those with you. I shared these with my group coaching program the other night too, and they also were able to share some that worked for them. And so there are different ways to do it, but we need to help you make that shift to focus and quiet, because mental noise is so stinking loud for each and every one of us. So let's dive in. First is mindfulness and prayer. For me, this is number one, because it takes work to fix ruminating thoughts. God gave you a sound mind, and when you don't have that sound mind for whatever reason, whatever the topic, it doesn't matter, that's not him, that's the enemy. I want to encourage you to find whether it's prayer or whether it's a mindfulness practice where you can be present. Your attention is in the present moment. That's where we need you to get, because that will help you become more aware of when you are ruminating, because sometimes it's not, so obvious, but it may become so prevalent in your life that you don't even realize it anymore. One of those things where you don't even realize you're doing it until you stop doing it. And then you're thinking, oh my goodness, I have a clear mind. I am not obsessing over these thoughts anymore. Another technique that you can use, which was new to me and I've done recently, which is kind of fun, is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can jot these down if you want. I want you to identify 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 that you can taste. And that can help pull you out of that cycle, because it will help you reconnect with your physical surroundings. You're using your senses. Like I said, I recently practiced that on a walk, and it takes some thought, right? It works beautifully though, because you are so uber focused on your senses, which is amazing, especially if you're in nature. We're always looking and smelling and all of that. So that is a great place to practice that, but you can practice that anywhere. Number 2 is cognitive behavioral techniques. I am not a behavioral expert, but I do know one thing. You need to identify and challenge those negative thoughts. First, we have to identify them, and then we have to challenge them, or you won't get out of them. And you need to ask yourself, is there proof of what you're thinking? Is it based on facts or assumptions? That's what you need to ask yourself. So that can be extremely helpful. I use this all the time in my group coaching program and with my clients, because when I see someone being stuck in ruminating thoughts, we need to stop that, or stop dead in the tracks, right? Because that's snowballing. And then we end up snowballing into a whole nother arena without even realizing it. And it brings you back to reality. Number 3 is exercise. You don't have to be training for the Olympics or anything crazy to get benefit for your mind and obviously your body, but you need to shift your focus. Find something that you enjoy, because then you'll continue doing it. You don't have to do what your friend is doing or your sister's doing, or even your spouse. You need to do something that you enjoy. Because at a very minimum, if you're physically able to be walking at least 30 minutes a day, it will help your mind and your thought life tremendously. And so that is super important. For those of you that I have not talked to before and you are on this journey, no matter where you're at on this journey with your child, if you are ready for coaching and you want to learn more about the coaching, sign up for a consultation. It's a discovery call. The link will be in the pinned comment as well as in the description. It's not a coaching call, but it's a time for us to get to know each other. And then I can give you the best recommendation on how I feel I could help you. All right. Number 4 is setting time limits. This is also one of my favorites, because when you're finding it difficult to stop ruminating, you can designate a specific time to focus on your worries. We're scheduling our worry time because it's going to happen, so we might as well schedule it. So whether it's each day or a couple times a week, however you want to do it, but give yourself, say, 15, 20 minutes. But outside of that time, you need to practice redirecting your thoughts, okay? So you schedule your worry time, but outside of that, you need to be doing all these other things. And so I really feel that will give you more control over your thinking patterns. It gives you control over your thoughts, but also I think in our brain, we also realize that right now, because you feel so out of control in the situation, it gives you a sense of control in general. Number 5 is self-compassion. How many of you moms treat yourself with the same kindness that you would offer a friend? I didn't think so. Most of you are not doing that. When those ruminating thoughts arise, that's a great opportunity to practice self-compassion. It's okay to have your emotions and it's okay to have the pain, but we need to be kind to ourselves. You need to be your own advocate in so many areas of life, and this is a big one because it starts with you. It starts with a choice. I always say you don't have to do any of this. You can stay where you're at and stay stuck, but that's not going to serve you. It's not going to serve the relationship with your son or daughter, and it certainly is not going to serve your family or your marriage. And so again, you get to choose. If I were you, I would choose to do these things and beyond, whatever it is that works for you, but you got to figure out what that is. And so I look forward to talking to you on the discovery calls to learn more about coaching, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.